What is up, Clint Clark? It's time
What
for another podcast, homie.
it is, I'm pretty excited about this one. We get to preview the Missouri game,
Yeah.
the
That,
basketball team. That was bad.
yeah,
That
they
that was bad. That ball,
I think by the end of it, Maryland Eastern Shore or whatever they were pulling people out of the stands to play for them or something. I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, and the Hogs, their walk on. We got to see the walk on scout team that has been practicing.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, so Hogs are bowl bound, baby.
bowl eligible.
But you know what, Clint? There's still a bunch of people mad.
Listen, your
We sh-
Facebook posts aren't going to make it better.
yeah,
Stop.
yeah. Well, we'll
Stop.
talk about that. People are mad we should have beat Louisiana Tech worse and all that kind of stuff. And so, anyway, that's what we'll talk about today, folks. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It's Thanksgiving week. So let's do this thing. Oh, you're on the Hawg Slop podcast with Big C and Bigger T. You ready, Clint?
I'm pumped.
Let's get some music going.
1, 2, 3, 4. You've ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Never seen a blind man see? I promise you a change his name. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner set free? I promise you a change his name.
What's up, everybody? It's time for the Hawg Slop podcast. I'm your boy, Bigger T, joined as always, as usual, by my man, Big C, Clint Clark, rocking the payday hat.
Bought this
What's
in
good?
Vegas.
That's an underrated candy bar.
It really is underrated. Good. You got to be in the mood for it. It's the
Yeah,
thing.
definitely.
You might have it once every 10 years,
That's right.
but when you do, my goodness, it's going to
Yeah.
hit right.
And you
Yeah,
think,
I know now that we're talking about it, I may go get a payday after the podcast.
there you go.
So, yeah. So, Trap, I got a little follow up here. A wild thing happened to me this week.
Okay.
So, as you know, we went over a couple weeks ago about my turkey adventures.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had two nice birds, and for whatever reason, the USDA inspector, um, they say, no, you got to cut them up. And these two I would have sold easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to grind them, make them ground turkey because I eat a lot more ground turkey than I do ground beef. And I was pretty excited because I figured out how much ground turkey I think I'm going to get out of it. And anyway, so as I'm on YouTube and you know how just random videos pop up,
Yeah.
and it was this guy making a Texas style smoked turkey breast. And literally, I'm watching, he goes, the hardest thing is to find two turkey breasts this size. And I'm like, I got two that exact size falling out of my right now.
Nice.
So anyway, I'm going to be trying my hand at a Texas style smoked turkey breast tomorrow.
Nice.
Mom, I'm letting mom, I called her and I said, Mom, I'm gonna let you smoke the turkey this year. And I'm gonna do two smoked turkey breasts. So I'm hoping it turns out good. If I'll either be really in a great mood on the next podcast because I'll knocked it out the park.
Aren't you both kind of smoking turkey?
So we're under attack.
Uh,
The
aren't you both
kidnapping.
kind of smoking turkey?
Yeah, well, my mom's gonna
Because
smoke the
she's doing the
turkey.
whole turkey. You're
She's
just
doing
doing
the
the
whole
breast.
turkey. I'm just doing a Texas style smoked turkey breast.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, between me and you, I guarantee you mine's gonna come out better.
Oh, now come on.
No, I know she's mom just now got into smoking. I think I've been doing it for years, so I just enjoy doing it and I just tinker
Yeah.
a little bit of because I remember the first time I smoked a meatloaf, I told you what I was putting in it. There's no way it can't be good.
That's right. Yeah.
What I do, two pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground turkey, some cheese, get you some kind of binding agent, cover it with bacon, smoke it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Under the broiler to crisp up that bacon, boys. That's good. That's good. So,
Well, Clint, I like to play around on the old TikTok
yeah.
because I'm not scared of China. And
No, I don't TikTok because I'm 48 years old.
well, that too. But there's a lady that went viral for a video recently. She took $20 and went to Dollar Tree,
Okay.
and she's trying to show how someone that doesn't have much money and doesn't have much resources, because like a lot of these food pantries and stuff give out, or people give out frozen turkeys or for Thanksgiving, right? To homeless people, to or just or to low income people. Well, the problem is a lot of the low income people may not have a good refrigerator to keep the turkey in. They may not have a good oven to cook it in. Okay, they may not have, so like she said she had done it before, and she was giving out turkeys to people that were living in a motel. Well, all they got is like the little,
Right.
dorm
Yeah.
fridge and a microwave, and that's all they got. So what she's done is she showed how you can make a good Thanksgiving dinner for $20 with just stuff you buy at Dollar Tree. And it's pretty impressive, man. Like she gets canned turkey, but makes like and like some stovetop stuffing type stuff, and makes like you can do it all on the stovetop, or if you got an oven, you can cook it in the oven or whatever. But makes like a casserole with like with mashed potatoes and everything. And like it's pretty impressive. Like it looks like it'd be a pretty decent meal.
Is that what you're going to do this year?
Well, I'm thinking we should do the Dollar General one,
Oh,
because we're Dollar General fans, right?
yeah, yeah.
And so we're like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a Dollar General, like, I mean, like there's one that way, there's the
yeah, like I could lean over right now and hit a Dollar General.
right, yeah. Well, actually, the Dollar Tree's not. There's a Dollar Tree just right up here.
Yeah,
I mean, just right up there,
yeah.
right there. So,
But
yeah,
well, okay, so maybe we don't do Thanksgiving, but let's do
Arbor Day.
Fat Boy Game Day snacks. I mean,
There you go.
hey, I mean, I don't know,
Yeah, we'll
but
figure
it's
something.
pretty crazy. But I was
No, that is
impressed. Like,
impressive that she came up with anything.
oh, it is, and it's like it looks like it'd be a good meal. Like it really does. I mean, like it's not the traditional, but it's close to traditional. Like she takes some um she made like a apple cookie crumble type deal. She made like she got sugar cookie mix and layered it, and then did like apple on top of it, and then some cookie on top of it. The cookies, like the crust,
Yeah,
and it looked really good. So
apple,
anyway, it's pretty impressive, and like I said, it went viral. Like she got
a gajillion views,
a
like one view
gajillion
of
views.
the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. But anyway,
But I'm
well,
not bitter.
yeah. Well, Clint, for our Holy Schnikes moment,
Yeah.
um, I'm actually going to reference the Pin and Pool podcast.
Oh, with
Fernando
friend of the
Carmona.
program, Junior himself.
Yeah, Fernando Carmona Jr. He I was watching it, and if you watch it, and if you don't watch it, they have it's him and his brother have started a pretty good podcast. They had Jaden Johnson on this time, and it was
Yeah, I love that they post clips because
Yeah.
I take things about this long.
yeah.
So,
But it was pretty interesting because Carmona talked about, Louisiana Tech had a big defensive tackle, number 90. Great, and he was pretty good. He was a pretty good hand out there, nose guard, defensive tackle. And he said, sometime like early in the game, he couldn't remember when it was. He said he thought it was pretty early in the game, like second quarter ish, somewhere in there. That guy was all of a sudden he just started like puking while he's down in his stance, and like over and over doing it, to the point the officials sent him out. And like Carmona said he talked to one of his players. He's like, one of the other players, he's like, man, what's wrong with him? And he's like, I don't know. He does this all the time. So that's one way to try to get unblocked.
but for the Geico, I don't know.
We've seen the Donovan McNabb, puking in on the side, in the huddle. And we've seen, offensive linemen, we've seen that happen before someone gets sick, but it sounds like this guy does it on purpose.
Like an habitual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like was doing it on purpose. Like, how weird is that?
Yeah, that happened to us one time at Tech where Chris Eastford, his two-a-days, was on a knee and he just throws up. Just right on camera. And it's during the middle of, pass pro. So we're doing pass protection. I remember I think Bo Patrick was going and you just see Eastford just throwing up and Mullins keeps rewinding it, playing it again.
Yeah.
Rewind it. So the puke's coming in and out of his mouth like nonstop.
Yeah.
He goes and gets the offensive coordinator, Coach Racono. Frank, you gotta show somebody this.
Yeah.
So he goes, Bo, I can't tell you how you did, son. I'm sorry. Went on to the next one. But I'll never forget that moment. Just like, Bo, son, I can't tell you how you did.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, Clint, Saturday, the Hogs became bowl eligible.
Yeah.
There's the idea of what bowl they're going to, there's no telling. I mean, you hear everything from.
I've heard Birmingham, the two most likely destinations were Birmingham and the Liberty Bowl, which I've also heard that the Liberty Bowl really fancies on some Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I've heard that too. So I would, my guess would be Birmingham, but with the 7th win, that could change, I think.
Yeah. And with the 7th win, when you're talking possibilities of even like a Nashville,
Vegas,
Armed Forces Bowl, some of those. Birmingham is one you don't get real excited about, but hey, any bowl game is good. And Clint, in the game, just to talk about the game a little bit, Talon came out very slow. He struggled. In fact, I was really expecting to see Singleton come in for a little while. Just if nothing else, just to give him a chance and also give Talon a chance to kind of compose himself. And because in the past, there's been times when that's happened and Talon's come in and done better a time or two this year. So, but sure enough, he comes in and ends up doing better later on in the game.
Yeah, he settled in for sure.
And, we saw Dominion had another good game running the ball. The offensive line did okay. Kudus didn't play because they're trying to maintain his red shirt.
And they've successfully done it now. Like he can play. Yeah.
And that caused Blackstock, which we don't want to pick on a guy, but
he's the 6th man out for a reason.
Yeah. In fact, my thoughts were, why are we not seeing, someone else? I'm talking to you about it the other day. You mentioned Crawford. Why is Crawford not in there? Why is Street or Moore or somebody else?
Wiggins.
Yeah, I mean, somebody. Because Blackstock just keeps making mistakes. I mean, just over and over again, it seems like.
Well, and that being said, Patrick Kudus is probably their best offensive line.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, there's 5 guys in there, and Kudus is probably number 1. I don't know who would be number 2, but my guess would be either Carmona or Addison Nichols.
Harris. I think Harris is.
And Harris is a good player. He's getting better and better. That's what Pittman said when he broke in the starting 5. Like, look, he's not number 5, and I saw the writing on the wall when they came out that and moved him to right tackle and put Blackenstock. I'm like, Kudus is coming back and he's going to play left guard, and Blackenstock's the guy out. But yeah, they started slow, Travis, and here's the thing. They eventually settled down. And the fans are obviously complaining on social media because that's what fans do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Billy Bob in Belleville, no, Hunter Yurchek's not going to see your Facebook post and fire Pittman. Just stop. His job's safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've got an uptick year next year. They really do. I think next year can be a good year for them with what they have coming back. if they can keep it.
Yeah.
And I think Pittman's in the best position to know whether they can keep it or not.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, and that's going to be the key, of course, is can they keep what they have? Can they bring in some replacements that are solid? You know, the question is, one of the questions is, uh, of course, is always quarterback, right? And Taylor Green, according to Frank Fletcher on the morning mayhem this morning on the buzz, is saying he's coming back. He said, as long as Petrino's here, he's coming back. Um, but that makes you question whether Malachi Singleton's going to be here. Now, I would love for Malachi Singleton to stay, but if I'm Malachi Singleton, I put some decent game film on, especially that Ole Miss game and the Tennessee game. Do I get a call from another school offering me a lot more money? And that's the tough part, because if Talon comes back, it's already been proven Talon's made mistakes this year, and Malachi hadn't got in.
But see, that's where we're in uncharted waters, Travis.
Mm.
But I mean, obviously, Singleton's put on some good film, right?
Mm.
But I don't know if he's put on a film for an SEC or Big Ten or ACC, a Power 4 school.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's put enough film on there to say, yeah,
that's
he's
true,
or number one guy. Now he might have, he might not have. I don't think he's put up. So then you talk about, you're looking at the lesser thans. You're looking at a MAC school, a Sunbelt school, and I have no idea their quarterback situation. I think they've got a freshman starting, but I'm going to say Arkansas State, for example, just for argument's sake. So if you're Singleton, a school like Arkansas State, which there's nothing wrong being quarterback one at Arkansas State, are you good? What's more important to you, playing and being quarterback one at Arkansas State? Or is it going to pay more to be quarterback two at Arkansas and maybe have a chance to be quarterback one?
Yeah.
I mean, there's economics to this game now that we've never seen before. Because role players at Power 4, I don't have it, Power 4 schools are making really good money.
Oh yeah, especially next year.
Coming in
next year, the money's going up with profit sharing. Arkansas is going from having $5 million to spend on NIL for football to having $25 million next year to spend on NIL for football. That's going to be a huge, huge difference.
Well, and I think that gives you a better opportunity to keep what you have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're still going to have a guy that leaves. I don't think, call me crazy, I don't think we're going to see the mass exodus like we did last year.
No, but the problem is every SEC team is going to have that.
Yeah.
They're going to have that extra $20 million.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think it's going to hit. I think you're going to see, I think with that profit sharing, and this isn't where we tend to go, but this is what we do. We see a rabbit, we chase it. I think with the profit sharing, you're going to see less kids probably transferring at Power 4 schools, but where you're going to see it being picked up is, your kid goes at Kent State, puts on really good film, they're like, oh, I can just go make me some SEC money.
Yeah.
I think that's where you're going. But what do you think, Travis? Think I'm way off base here?
No, I think you're going to see some of that, but I think there's going to be a lot more players that end up not finding a home, because some of that's going to be with what they're doing with the roster size, with the amount of scholarships and stuff like that. So there's going to be some big changes in the next year, and that's one of the reasons Pittman's job is, and we've talked about it on here. That's one of the reasons Pittman's job is safe, is because we really don't know what we're getting into. And you'd rather go into that with a horse than trying to break in a new horse and facing all this new stuff that's happening.
I mean, everybody loves to grab about Sam Pittman, but do you realize the crap? I mean, the he's had to deal with as head coach at the University of Arkansas. I mean, he got him through that COVID season. It annoys me when people count that against him.
Yeah.
That 3-7, like that's not a 3-7 year.
Yeah.
That was a 7-5 year because they did us dirty because the best two teams in the SEC, not the best two teams in the SEC East, were Florida and Georgia. They added them onto our schedule.
Yeah.
Um, they added them on their schedule. We won the Auburn game. That one was robbed from us. So we were 4-6, and they did us dirty on two of the games.
Yeah.
And we were going to a bowl game that year.
Yeah. We had no Louisiana Techs, no UABs, no
It was
easy
the
UAPBs.
SEC West, Tennessee, Missouri, Georgia, and Florida.
Yeah.
Good Florida.
Yeah.
Not mediocre Florida that we have now. It was prime Florida.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, you're exactly right. And but the thing is, Clint, and this gets into it, and I don't know how much we want to get into this, but once again, everybody's griping about, there was a lot of people complaining about this last game, and even people like other people we watch, other people we listen to, like a DJ Williams, uh, and some others that analyze these games. What did you expect from this game against Louisiana Tech? Louisiana Tech, the worst loss they had all year was against us. Other than that, they lost to North Carolina State by 10. Every other game just about has been by 3 points. Okay.
Yeah.
They went to overtime 3 times. They have a good defense. Yes, Taylor Green started slow, but he was going against a defense that can play with about anybody in the country. Now, their offense was pathetic. Okay. And that's why we won. And that's why we ended up wearing them down, because our offense ended up figuring out their defense, and we just had more athletes and we were better because we're a bigger school. But, when me and you picked the game, you were closer on the pick of the score. But most people that picked the game thought, yeah, we're going to win, but we're not going to win by the spread. That's what a lot of people thought, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I look at for this season, Clint. Vegas picked us 4.5 games. Okay. You and I, now you picked 8 wins. It's not going to happen. They're right on track for what I picked at 7. We said, even when we picked our schedule, that 6 wins, anything 6 wins or better, was a good year for this team.
Yeah.
With this schedule. We're right on track, man. We're going into Missouri game that we got a chance to win. Now, we're going to win it? I don't know. But, what fans, listen, I know it's tough because you see us beat Tennessee, and you see us almost beat Oklahoma State, and you see us almost beat Texas A&M, and you think, and I see us play, pretty good against Texas, and you think, man, if only this team. But look, that's who we are. That's who this team is. And yes, I don't like it. I want it to be better. I want it to be better. I want to win 10 wins.
I want to say this too. I mean, after the second quarter, was that game ever really in doubt?
No.
I mean, we were always up 2 scores. It's not like, I mean, look, and like that's about how much better we are. That game went about like it should have. You'd like to see them start crisper, even if the score wasn't that, but they didn't. They got their legs under them. They took care of business.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see. And I still will say this. Outside Oklahoma State, we have not lost to a team that is worse than us.
Yeah.
We have not.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Outside Oklahoma State, we haven't. I think that's the one game, to steal a phrase from you, Freeze, we played them 10 times, we'd have beat them now.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter because that they beat who was in front of you that day.
Yeah.
Trav, who's your player of the game on offense, my man?
I got to give it to Armstrong for getting the record. For getting the 1,000 yards. He's the 5th Razorback to ever do that for receiving yards. And what he's turned into be one of my favorite Razorbacks. I love the way the guy plays. And in his last home game, he gets that record. And so got to give him his kudos for that. So I'm going to go with him.
I'm going with Isaac Tesla.
Yeah.
He got his opportunity, and I felt like he went out there and made the most of it. He's been a solid hand all year. They called him the Randy Moss of D2 back in the day, and so he had a terrific game. So kudos to Isaac Tesla, 2 touchdown catches.
Yeah. As far as defense, man, I don't really know. I hadn't really thought about it much. I hadn't necessarily looked at the stats.
Well, 2 guys rang out to me on that one. Is Greedy Spence. Spence has been just phenomenal. The linebacker core has been phenomenal all year long. I cannot say good enough things about the linebacker core. And also Landon Jackson showed out again. So that being said, I'm going to give it to Travis Williams. Good bounce backs game.
Yeah.
And this game never really was in doubt. Once we scored and once we got going a little bit on offense, part of the reason was just the defense was playing lights out. They had 4th and goal. They had 1st and goal, and then they end up holding them scoreless. I mean, you can't say a good enough thing. For every bit as bad as the Ole Miss game was, this one was as good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the D line.
Yeah,
because I agree with you on Landon Jackson. I could go him because I watched the defensive ends a lot, but they went back to this 3-man front a lot, and that puts a lot more pressure on the D line because they got a little more to do because they got to take on more blockers, and they got to and the linebackers have to do a lot more too, as far as and especially in order to get some pressure on the quarterback. And I thought Cam Ball, I thought Rhodes, I thought the D line did a good job, really keeping pressure and keeping contained. So I'll go with the D line on that one. Well, now Clint, this week head up to Hogs head up to Columbia. And
no, I don't respect it. We'll call it Columbus. They're coming to Columbus.
That's right, Columbus. And taking on those Dirty Tigers. Drinkwitz mispronounced Traylon Green's name.
You just mispronounced it too.
Talon, sorry. I did say Traylon, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mispronounced it. But he did
Talon Green, what he said, Talon Green.
Yeah. It sounded like he did it on purpose. I think Drink he's trying to do what he can to make this a rivalry, and I think it's starting to work.
Yeah, it's starting to work. I hate them now. I tried to do my boy Eli dirty because my theory was I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
Yeah.
So we had Scott on and we beat Tennessee. So I was like, man, get Eli on, get the Missouri fan on, and we will maybe the jinx will work twice and we'll beat Missouri.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious, this one would be. I've started to really dislike them a lot.
Well, it was funny. Also, reference in the Pen and Pull podcast, they had Jaden Johnson on there, and he had a pick in the last game, and it got called back because defensive lineman had done something or roughed the passer.
It was a bad call, but
anyway, but he was talking about trying to get one against Missouri, and he said, "Yeah, if I get one, I'm gonna take it over and throw it right at the coach." And so that I like that because that tells me the players are paying attention to the stuff he's saying.
Yeah.
And they're ready. They're seeing this as a rivalry too.
I don't think there's going to be if they quit, Missouri's going to make them quit.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And they quit last year against Missouri, but Missouri made them quit.
Yeah.
That's all I do. It seems like this is Brady Cook's 100th year at Missouri.
Yeah.
He's been there forever. I'm ready for him to go.
Yeah.
He didn't. I think he was 11 of 14 last week. He didn't throw for a lot of numbers. But but man, they've got a good football team. You hate to give them their due, but we've got a good football team, and if we watch the turnovers, we got a chance.
Yeah, that Louisiana Tech game was the first game that we lost the turnover battle and still won the game. That's but yeah, Missouri's going to be tough. It's you know what, we're 8-2 against them in the last 10 games. We're over up there. This game's going to be cold. Chance for snow, an inch or two of snow. So you never know what's going to happen there. So Clint, what do you think? What's the score going to be?
Arkansas 30, Missouri 28.
I was going to say 32-28, Arkansas. So yeah,
I don't feel good about it, but
yeah,
I was at the last Missouri game, and it's not a particularly just
the last one at Missouri. Yeah.
It was but hopefully they can pull it off. I hate them. I hate them so much.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing it's starting to feel that way, right? Because
I think
we didn't feel that way.
And I think Eli's done a lot of it on purpose, not necessarily just to troll, but he's went after a lot of people. The stuff that he did with Dan Mullen dressed up as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So
yeah. I think he wants to, he's trying to get people fired up and try to get his fans fired up and try to get other teams' fans fired up. So we don't like him. We want him to lose. We want him to be embarrassed. But hey, if it helps build the rivalry up a little bit and makes this game a little more meaningful, even more meaningful than a big gaudy looking trophy with a line on it that changes colors according to which team won, then we'll take it, right?
No, I want them to beat Missouri like we beat Maryland Eastern Shore.
That's right.
Battalion 7.
That's what we want. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we played Maryland Eastern Shore, a MEAC team.
Yeah.
And man, one of the things that why did they do this to themselves?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if you're a MEAC team, and this is the announcers say this, like, why not load the schedule? Say, hey, you're gonna get to play against all these cool teams, see these cool places.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to come down to how you do in your conference tournament anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. You can lose every game, win your conference tournament.
Yeah.
Or you can win every game and lose the first round of conference tournament and not make it.
That's right.
It's nuts. And so they came and got a paycheck. And I hope they got paid very well for that. Because it was not good.
Yeah. And in that game, some Razorback players that have been struggling, like Knox and Davis and some others, they got to sort of work out some of those kinks. So hopefully that'll build some confidence in them. They can carry that on into some more games. Richmond is another one, had a good game. So hopefully they can, of course you say that, that's a, pretty weak team to, they're going to be playing a lot tougher defenses, and trying to score on.
We shouldn't be like, oh my God, did you see that win? You beat them by 70 something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, at the end of the game, the last 2 minutes, the walk-ons were pretty much in.
Yeah.
I think there's one guy, Chavis, I can't remember his first name. He'd got in the game, and he'd got in there a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So I guess, he was the highest one up out of all them guys. But once they got those guys in there and they put them in, they look like about an equal talent level. And I'm not saying that to downgrade them, but that's about what you were playing against.
Yeah.
About your practice squad level guys. But they worked out a lot of kinks and got it going in real game situations against somebody with other jerseys. Yeah. Because their practice games were not against, weak teams. They were against TCU and Kansas.
Yeah.
And Kansas, Dickinson got kicked out of the game last night, and they still beat Duke last night.
Yeah.
So, and that's who you played your practice game against. So,
Yeah.
definitely a lot stiffer test this week.
Mm-hmm.
On Thanksgiving Day, I believe from Chicago, I believe is where it's at.
I think so. Yeah.
Arkansas is playing Illinois.
Yep.
Illinois. No,
Yep.
Illinois. They're playing Illinois, the Fighting Illini.
Yeah.
Where Burt
and Big Z is playing his twin brother.
Yeah.
The battle of the look-alike 7-footers, man.
That's going to be wild, man.
Isn't that crazy? They go out in a D1 big-time basketball game, and you're going to face off against your twin brother. That's got to be wild.
Yeah, I watched. That's going to be a good game. That is going to be a good game. That's the one thing about Coach Cal. You're going to have these marquee matchups.
Yeah.
Along the way, as long as he's in Arkansas, you're going to have these marquee matchups, and you've already seen. I'm bringing Baylor, and now you got Illinois. You got Miami later on, and then we're playing somebody in Madison Square Garden, I think.
Yeah, don't we play Michigan somewhere?
That may be it. But you've got some games. Definitely going to be battle tested by SEC time.
Yeah,
but you've got a cupcake, and that's the way you want to handle a cupcake.
That's right.
Even Robert Branscom's having a hard time griping about it.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Well, man, Clint, so the Hawg basketball team, we're hoping for big things for them on Thanksgiving and be ready for a great season coming up. We want the Hawg football team to finish off well. And bowl game wise, man, I would like to see us, finish off well and play somebody good in Vegas or
I think that's
Nashville or somewhere like that.
Where they want to go. The kids want to go to Vegas.
Oh yeah,
because Vegas isn't Vegas like from when the Houston Nut era. I mean, playing in an NFL stadium now, and it's right there on the strip. There's so much just other entertainment now that's not gambling and drinking.
Yeah,
it's a cool bowl, and I think one that the kids would enjoy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot more than Birmingham.
Yeah. A lot more than Birmingham.
Hey kids, where do you want to go? Las Vegas or Birmingham?
That's right. Well, Clint, man, that's it for this week of Hawg Slop.
We made it through it.
Yeah, man, made it through it. And
I'm sorry I blew you off for a couple hours, but I had to go strangle some folks.
That's all right. I understand. It's Thanksgiving week. So folks, have a great time with your friends and family, and hopefully you find lots of things that you're thankful for. And this time of year, I hope you have some good eats and just some good time. Hopefully you're off work and not having to do a lot of that stuff. If you're in retail and you're working on Friday, I'm sorry that you got to deal with that.
I'll be in line with you guys.
Yeah, you got to work Friday.
Oh yeah, we work Friday.
Having big sales and stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's never exciting, but
I bet it'll be fun. Hey, the more we sell, the more money I make. So
there you go. There you go. Reach those goals. Well, folks, once again, like, share, comment, subscribe. We've hit 100 subscribers, Clint.
Woohoo! We did it.
Hit us 100 subscribers.
I am somebody. Take that.
That's right.
History teacher, you know who you are.
That's
You're
right.
Not listening, but take that.
That's right. Folks, seriously, tell us what you think about the show. Tell us what you think about what we've said, about our picks, all that good stuff. Do you agree with us? Let us know. Let us know. And hey, up in Missouri, let it snow, baby. Yes, the Hogs. I want to see some snow angels like that Cleveland-Pittsburgh game the other night out there on the field. I want to see the Hogs celebrating in some snow angels. I doubt there's going to be enough snow for that, but hey, a boy can hope.
Let's get that battle line. And by the way, I still say this. Before we leave, was it State Farm battle line or is it Shelter Insurance? Anyway, some insurance company.
Yeah, something like that.
it should be the Battle Line Rivalry brought to you by Farmers Only.
That's right.
But it should. I don't even know if Farmers Only is still a thing, but we should bring it back just to sponsor this.
That's
game.
right.
Maybe if it had sponsored game, ponied up, not been cheap.
That's
Not
right.
been cheap and sponsor the game. Maybe you still be around Farmers Only. You ever think about that?
That's right.
Think about it. Cater to your audience.
That's right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, folks. Have a great Thanksgiving, Clint. Awesome, man. Take care. Peace out, folks. Later. Go Hogs.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come.